Hello, I'm Claire Humphrys. Welcome. Welcome to Linking Art Activities. I'm an artist. I've been an artist all my life, but I've learned my living as an artist for the last 35, 40 years. A lot of that was teaching. I facilitated the workshops that I'm about to introduce you to. But before I do that, I'd like to show you this book. This book was compiled in 2007. It was a couple of years after my husband died. His name was Sherridan Humphries. He was the singer of the Loved Ones. And I wanted to commemorate, I wanted to honour him. He did a lot of drawings in the time we were together, and I wanted to use these so that I could share them with the world now, because they're quite beautiful. This little book, there's a drawing that I did of him. It's compiled of his drawings and my drawings, and a few very personal photographs that haven't been seen before by the public. Drawing I did of the Charnwood mansion. We first lived in the tower before we eloped. There's another little drawing. Jerry's. Another drawing of Jerry's. He was very clever, actually, very intelligent man. So you'll have the details for this little book in the credits. The workshops we did were mail art postcards, painting tea bags and coffee bags, and painting faces on stones. And this workshop is I'm here to talk to you about painting stones and show you how I do it. I've been a collector of stones always. I love the feel of them, the touch of them, the different colours. And I appreciate the fact that there's always been a connection of them through history. You know, the soul and the stone connection, you know, the philosopher's stone from alchemy, the cornerstone in the church, you know, representing Jesus. I think even Bob Dylan mentioned, you know, stone. So there's lots of connections, and I thought, well, I could use stones in my own art practice because I love cutting and pasting. So I thought, well, I could actually cut and paste things on stones because I know how other people do paint. You know, they'll paint animals or birds or whatever, creatures. But I thought, no, I'll go through faces and I will do it with paper. So then I decided to cut out faces from the newspaper. The newspaper is the best texture for stones because it's so very thin. And then I snipped around the edge of the paper face so that it can mould itself to the stone once I've put glue on the back. So I'll put a little bit of glue on the back. This glue. Because it's strong glue and it marries well with this process. So I paint the back of the cut-out paper face with the slits for the moulding of the face on the stone, and I'll stick it. And as you can see, I don't know if you can, I hope you can see, as you can see, those little cuts are very important for the paper to cling to the stone. And you get that. Can you see the face? Well, now I'm not going to actually use her face, even though her face is lovely. I'm going to draw on top of it. I'm using that face as a prototype, if you like, just as a guideline where the eyes, the nose, the mouth meet, and I'll change it. Because I like theatre. I like things to be tarted up a bit. So I use a fine line pen, but you can use biro. And I draw the eyebrows, and I'll go over the eyes, making them larger than they are in the picture. Then I'll go down with the nose, nostril. Then I'll do a great big gorgeous mouth. Now, I don't know if you can see, but the stone has completely changed its personality. Completely. Now, that's pretty well stuck. It stuck to the paper quite well, and it didn't buckle at all, and it dries really quickly, this method. And then I start drawing the eyes in. There's another one I started here, and I actually painted the whites of the eyes. You need white paint to put on the eyes in the corners to be able to see them clearly, because they do get a bit murky. So the whites of her eyes are clear. And then I'll start painting the features. Now the features, mainly the mouth. The mouth will need to be, I'm going to make this mouth red. So I'm using paint. I'm actually using paint, but I do have watercolour brush pens, which I use a lot on this method because they give the most beautiful blush. You can get a beautiful pink blush with these brush pens. So I'm going to give her a blush. And obviously it will change as I work on it, but you can see how she's shaping up to be a very different person than the one we originally had. I'm going to give her fluoro eyes in this instance, and some white for the eyes on this girl in the corners. I'm giving her a bit of white in the corners of her eyes there, so it's clearer. Then I'll emphasize her eyebrows some more. I'll give her some outrageous eyelashes. Can you see how she's shaping up? I'll give her curls coming down from the top of her head. I haven't decided what colour hair I'll give her, but we're going to have kiss curls coming down the forehead and around the side. So it justifies our curve. Can you see the kiss curls I'm giving her coming around the side there? I think there's one of these down here with those kiss curls. There's a few kiss curls up the top there, you can see. Red. I'm going to use these watercolour brush pens. These things are time consuming, as all things are, and of this nature. And of course, to make it, give it the final look that I want it to have will take me a lot longer than we're doing here today. This is just to give you an example about how I do it. Your faces will be very different to mine. I might have some pink eyeshadow. I'm big on the pink on this one. Pink eyeshadow. So she's becoming a totally different creature. Okay, that's more or less how I go about it. And then I will continue to work on it. Then I'll glaze it with Aquadeer, which I buy at Bunnings. You can buy all the glues at Bunnings. They have a marvellous selection. But Aquadeer is a great PVA glaze. That's how I finish them off. Now this one I didn't use a stone, I used a rose quartz, because the nature of it was the lovers, and I thought it's such a special thing to give a couple. Like, you know, there's lots of young lovers around, and I thought that would be really nice, nice to give to them. I will, but just the couple in mind with the rose quartz. So it's a very good omen. You don't have to use the stones from the beach. You can use anything. You can use crystal. Now this one I just like to do because it was a little mouse, you know, a little sweet mouse. You know, some child will love that. Now, this is one of my all-time favourite paintings. Don't panic, you know, to scream, because everyone's screaming at the moment. The dear artist, he lost all his family to, you know, the blood disease, the haemophilia, is it haemophiliacs? And the whole family were constantly in grief, so that's why he originally made the scream. But it tends to be one of my very favourite images. It's a darling little bird. There's a lot of power in birds, with its own little tiara. There's another one with a little third eye. a little meditator. That will be for a meditator. Someone would like to have that as a gift. I love giving my artists gifts, by the way. I do give my artists gifts. I sell some, but I give most. Well, here's another little meditator with her third eye there, with her sparkling third eye. And this one, I don't know what happened here, but she ended up looking like a vampire. So no doubt some goth will just love it. I'll know who to give it to when the time comes. These are the two that I've begun today for the workshop. Obviously, you can see there's a lot of work to go, a lot of work to do on them regarding, you know, the extra detail I spend time on. But that's a start anyway, and I hope you've enjoyed and learned something from this process because, you know, as usual, I have a lot of fun making these things. So I hope you do too when you do your stones and your faces. Thank you.